So, hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Supply Chain Management with Chinedu. We've talked about the multiple dysfunction and the semi-functional enterprise before now, and yeah, we've seen the pros and the cons, able to understand the dysfunction, what exists in the multiple dysfunction, and also how the supply chain of a semi-functional enterprise look like. Now, today we'll be talking about the next stage of evolution, which is the integrated enterprise. Yes, the integrated enterprise. This is a proactive, efficient supply chain. And of course, from the word integrated, it shows there is a fusion here, right? Fusion of chains, which of course makes it more efficient in the long run. Now, this kind of supply chain focuses on the company wide business process rather than the individual departmental or compartmental function. So here we'll see more of the broader view, where the larger company view is more is more of the focus. So there's more joint work. There's an there's an investment, in integrated information system to facilitate sharing of this information across function. There you can see different departments coming together to bring about the products that exist within the enterprise, right? Within the supply chain. So it's not just the product team. So you hear from the marketing, you hear from, of course, the commercial team, the engineering team, the sales team, the logistics team, the warehouse team. Everyone comes together and puts their bits all to form the suitable product. And when once those products are released, the customers would hardly ignore because it's coming from a depth of combined resource and thoughts put together, right? So inventory here is strategically treated on GIT basis, and of course that's to curtail cost and every other expense. So just in time basis refers to a structured plan, right? Where there is a detailed plan with regards to how goods are moved in and out, right? So that you avoid unnecessary cost, you avoid unnecessary delay, you're just right on time, right? Now there's interdepartmental visibility as well, and decisions are data driven, right? So every department are not just privy to only what they do. Everybody can see what everyone is doing, and that allows for this transparency that exists here, right? Of course, there's efficiency in the warehouse managing of goods as well. Now we can look just from the picture we can see how it's moved from purchasing down to distribution, right? From both sides of the suppliers and the customer end. Now look at this. There's the enterprise resource planning, which feeds into all of this. So that means every one of this department, they all share the same ERP, right? They're all speaking to the same resource planning center, and that's where forecast becomes easier, right? So from the supply side to the customer side, everyone is working in unison. Right, so you can see how materials, of course, still move from suppliers down to customers, and payments from customers down to suppliers, which of course shows the reverse flow as well, right? So one is a need for a reverse logistics or reverse return of goods, those kind of thing. It's clear there's an ERP that curtails that plans for this, and still this is still not the highest form of integration. Interesting. So one of the effects we see here is that of course there's a unified unit. There's no silos operation, right? We see there's of course complexities and costs are lowered here clearly because again it's a lean approach, but a very very visible approach that allows for quick and easy recognition of what is fit and fused into the ERP. So there's easy and faster cross-functional collaboration as well. We can see that forecast here is transparent. Everyone gets to know what everyone is doing, and the customer efficiency is clearly improved here. Now, in today's episode, we added a bit of examples to drive it home, right? Just imagine that food vendor close to you, right? Once that integrates the supply chain with with partners of foodstuffs and co, right, that would ensure a steady supply of those foodstuff, and allow the vendor to react quickly to market change. This is an example of an integrated supply enterprise, or an oil producer, or a car manufacturer, like you have there that integrates supply chain. They might partner with a component supplier. Say, okay, this person supplies tire, for instance, and there's a partnership with them that they share forecast together, right, in bits and pieces, and that ensure a steady supply of these parts. So if your chain looks like this, congratulations, you are operating an integrated enterprise. And again, getting here from any of the previous two doesn't cost much. It's just to channel the energy to an ERP that creates room for visibility and transparency in the full chain cycle. And that brings us to the end of this. Thank you so much once again. As we'll see you next week in the next episode of Supply Chain Management with Chinedu. Thank you and take care.